Newsnight now on BBC Two with Jeremy Paxman in Manchester and Gavin Esler in London.
BBC Two's rocking around the Christmas tree in half an hour. Steve Wright presents a special Top of the Pops 2 after a mince pie nightmare for Ria.
Top Gear in an hour on BBC Two. First, it's election night with David Dimbleby and Peter Snow.
Behind the scenes of India's answer to EastEnders, a new series of Bombay Blush at 11:30 after the mystery deepens in The X-Files on BBC Two now.
You know, it's amazing what turns up when you do a spot of housekeeping for your 90th birthday on Friday.
We might have better news from Wimbledon now on BBC Two. We're heading back there right now to hear the very latest from Sue Barker.
This is BBC 4 on BBC Two, rediscovering our roots in part 2 of Folk Britannia.
They call him Fast Eddie. He's a winner, he's a loser, he's a pool shark. Paul Newman is the hustler here on BBC Two in half an hour.
The romantic film drama The Heartbreak Kid in half an hour here on BBC Two after a romantic drama for Lister.
Now on BBC Two, never has the search for a lighter been so desperate. Top comedy and strong language from BBC Three.
Three tomboys talk about God, makeup and Britney Spears. Fascinating stuff. My life as a child in 50 minutes. But first, can a gay man go straight? An emotional journey now on BBC Two. Sad to be gay.
On the Culture Show tonight, Bill Bailey with the BBC Concert Orchestra.
Now on BBC Two and I with some strong language. It's the last leg of the race to the pole, and the Brits are on their last legs.
British television makes way for something new. BBC 1, 2 and 4 are about to be joined by the magic number 3. Live on BBC Two at the launch of the BBC's brand new channel. Johnny Vaughan is the host and this is BBC 3.
A secret dating back to Roman times uncovered in the Fens. We're talking landscapes in half an hour after a moving and uplifting story of survival in the first of a new series here on BBC Two.
Enthusiastic entrepreneurs in search of a golden opportunity. A new series of Dragon's Den tomorrow at 8.
An almost legendary episode of Extras with Les Dennis to start the Thursday night comedy on BBC Two in an hour after Kerching, the Dragons part with some cash.
Also tomorrow, after 4 weeks of intensive training, Ron Atkinson commentates on a major football match, and Esther Ranson interviews live on the biggest chat show in France. Will it be a coup de grace or a public humiliation? The final showdown on Excuse My French at 9.
Crack open the champagne. 40 years ago today, BBC Two launched itself onto the nation's television sets. The first channel to bring you colour, the first channel to bring you Play School and The Office. And you don't get more diverse than that. So settle back and enjoy a host of famous faces, behind-the-scenes stories and a fine celebration of 40 years of broadcasting. Happy birthday, BBC Two. The Harley Street practitioner who cleans your aura. Step inside the world's most famous medical community. Alternative viewing on BBC Two, half an hour.
And it's here every Thursday night from 9. On the way, Dara O'Brien returns to mock the week in half an hour. First new to BBC Two now, meet Mitchell and Webb.
So now it's Thursday night, it's BBC Two, and the pedigree comedy starts here with some strong language and extras. Cue laughter. Donald Trump sniffing out The Apprentice USA tonight at 11:50. Now BBC Two's taking the pieces out of the news. George Best once said, "I spent a lot of money on booze, birds and fast cars, and the rest I just squandered." Celebrating a football legend here on BBC Two with a whole evening of programmes. George Best Night begins at 9.
But first...
Comedy tonight on BBC Two that's getting a cult following. The Mighty Boosh at 11:20. So now they're leaving BBC Two in style. It's the final show from our favourite husband and wife team. And as usual, there's very strong language from the start.
These are just a big mouth. What he didn't want you to know in Terry Jones' Barbarians at 9. Now hit the red button as BBC Two returns to Chelsea. A grand entrance or two now on BBC Two, so welcome home. Come on in and close the door.
Well, now on BBC Two, we're at home in a room where you spend most of the time in the dark. The bedroom, a place of sanctuary, a place to relax, a place to indulge in enjoyable activities.
This reminds me of something. What is it?
That material? That's the same as I've got on the toilet seat cover in the upstairs ensuite.
What, isn't that white?
Yeah, it used to be.
Well, that's all for tonight on BBC Two, and we're also saying goodbye to the current family of twos that we use to introduce our programmes. There's a new look from 10 tomorrow morning. I'll say no more, don't want to spoil the surprise. I'll speak to you soon. Good night.